Well, today we're talking about sequences. Welcome to Aimee Nolte Music. I was listening to a video a little bit ago. It was like a happy birthday video of Joshua Redman and Brad Mehldau playing rhythm changes. They were playing Oleo, and the two of them stretched those rhythm changes so far. It was so beautiful to watch. I think you should look that up. But after it was on and I had listened to like a good 10 minutes of rhythm changes, I actually went into the kitchen and I started making some oatmeal for myself, and I was singing rhythm changes as I was making oatmeal because I'm cool like that. And I noticed myself taking little ideas, little motifs, and sequencing them like that, using them throughout a lot of the tune. I don't think I consciously like did it at first, and then I realized, oh my gosh, these things are coming out because I just listened to Brad Mehldau and Joshua Redman do it for 10 minutes, which is an interesting thing. Have you ever been somewhere like to a concert? Have you ever go out to hear some live jazz and then you get home and you sit down to play and things come out that never came out before? It's happened to me so many times. It's like this little time period that's so precious, and you just want to grab it because you know that you've been soaking up all of these wonderful ideas and you just kind of want to see if they're going to come out. It happens to me often. But here's the thing, like I've had to realize that you do not have to be out listening to live jazz or live music in general for that to happen to you. All you have to do is press play on your little device. That's it. But it takes some time, so you've got to have some patience. Now, after sitting and listening to music for an hour live, you're really focused, and it's a really long amount of time to listen to music, really, at least in one focused environment. But today, I was reminded by those two giants of music that if I would just focus for about 10 minutes and listen to them doing what they do, being absolutely brilliant over one song, that things would stick with me. I have some homework for myself for the next half hour or so. I'm going to listen to the brilliant solo I just constructed. It was not brilliant. It was boring and contrived, but important, I think. Sometimes if you can just take one little idea and make yourself move it through an entire tune, you can really stretch yourself as a musician and expand your universe just over rhythm changes. It can be over anything, but you know, I've talked about this idea of limiting yourself before, and this is really no different. So all I did was take this rhythm, right? Ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da. And I probably got the rhythm in my head because the rhythm changes head that they were using in that recording was Oleo. So that tiny, tiny little motif from the beginning, da 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 da, just that rhythm is what I took to make that contrived little solo that I took at the beginning of this video. But I tried to be really creative with it. I tried to use different contours, make the last note be the high one, the last note be the low one. At least I think I did. I hope I did. I'll see as I transcribe it. I also tried to move with skips and jumps and be more melodic with it, and then I tried to be nice and chromatic, and then I actually thought about some different scales and tried to move through the scale, and I think that'll become apparent as I transcribe what I did, which is always a good idea. Sometimes if you feel like you've done something, you know, worth something, you can just transcribe it and learn from yourself. You can learn what to do and you can learn what not to do, what you ought to do better. So if you would like to learn from my little solo, Taking that motif from Oleo and from my heroes, Brad Meldau and Joshua Redman, write to me at aimenolte@yahoo.com and I will get one over to you. Do this in your own practice. Find a little idea, a little rhythm that you like. It could be a contour that you like. It could be some scale tones that you're interested in over certain chords. But I think the rhythm idea is a really good one, because one thing it does is help you not get lost in the form. Well, it kind of challenges you to not get lost in the form, because sometimes doing this rhythm, it put me behind. I was like, oh no, the D7 chord on the bridge has already happened and I haven't responded to it. So you do it a little bit late. And that's good for you to have the form moving along, and you might be a little bit behind it. I suppose at times with your whatever rhythm you pick, you might be a little bit ahead of it as well. But to keep track of where the beat is and do a complicated, little rhythm that wraps around and wraps around, that's also really great. So this is good for a lot of reasons. I hope you have fun with it in your own practice. Also, what I would recommend doing after you get the worksheet and you've listened to my solo quite a few times, I'd recommend trying to play along with it. So get at your instrument, have the worksheet out in front of you, play along with me. Second step for pianists, and it would be good for everybody else too, play half notes with your left hand. So the chords are on the worksheet, and you're gonna just play B flat, G, C, F, just half notes, just playing those root notes. Ba 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 ba. It will be tricky. You can do it. Much for you. The next video that I put out tomorrow, I think, will have an easier step for you, like a baby step. Like if you watch this video and you go, nope, I'm not there yet, and that's just, it's fine. I'm gonna show you a little bit easier way so that you can just start to mess around with rhythm and form. And it will be in my video tomorrow. And it will be called Putting Yourself Ahead of the Form. Made simple. All right, thanks so much for watching Aimee Nolte Music. And remember to write if you'd like this worksheet. I'll see you next time.